Yo, today we're gonna be learning about the 7 kinds of infected in The Last of Us by this amazing channel, MindQ. Now, just heads up, I've never played any of The Last of Us games, so I'm like a giant freaking noob with this. Maybe this will be the judge if I finally play the game, so leave a like, subscribe, and let's get into it. This is exciting. 7? Would we see like 2 or 3 in the show? It's nice not knowing stuff, because you get to always be surprised. Not knowing stuff is awesome.
Here we are going to showcase the 7 types of infected mutant forms of the cordyceps fungi and also their life cycle.
Dude, that grandma was so weird.
The species originated in South America where it mutated to spread to humans via diseased crops. In the series, however, it was shown that the earliest incidence was recorded in Jakarta, in Indonesia in September the 3rd of the year 2003 and then spread quickly worldwide in a matter of weeks. Let's talk life cycle now.
Whoa!
The fungus first evolved rapidly due to global warming, and its spores were found in crops, therefore infecting humans who ate that food. Then when they are inside the human body, the fungus multiplies and the hosts go through 4 phases of infection. Stage 1. This happens within 2 days of the infection, where the victim gradually loses higher brain function, causing them to become hyper-aggressive and unable of reason or logical reasoning. Stage 2. This happens within 2 weeks, during which the fungus begins to change their vision as a result of progressive cordyceps fungal growth over the head and face.
Gnarly.
And the visual cortex being corrupted. They still retain a rudimentary form of intelligence here though.
Isn't it funny, like, I can think of a few movies, whenever it's like a zombie, fungal infection, demon, any sort of evil, ghost possession, whatever, whenever they take the form of an old lady, it's always the scariest by far. I don't know if it's because old people naturally move slow, so when you see one moving fast, it's like, oh my god. But I think it's more that the fact that they already just look like they're near death, they're just naturally way scarier.
Stage 3. After a year, the infection progresses, scarring their faces and blinding them, causing them to develop a rudimentary type of echolocation to adapt. Gradually, the eyes and nose are replaced with a hardened floral outgrowth of the fungi, resembling a brain that has been exploded. If the host survives for more than a decade, they will reach stage 4.
That's how it happens.
Fungal plates across the majority of the body, so in the final stage, when the fungus kills the host, the body of the host develops stalk-like fungal projections that produce infectious spores.
Woo!
Infections can also be transmitted by bites from the live host. Victims can only be infected when they are living, since the fungus is parasitic and needs a living body, and cannot infect dead ones. Yet dead infected can produce spores regardless of stage.
I was wondering how they got to the big juicy forms. I was like, are they just selected? Is it like the person necessarily that's infected? But no, it's just the longer you're alive. That makes sense. It gives it a chance to progress.
Now let's take a look at the 7 types of infected mutant forms of the cordyceps fungi.
Wait, what?
Runners. They are humans who transform within 2 days of coming into touch with the cordyceps brain infection. They are distinguished by their high speed, lethargic assaults, and proclivity to crowd their prey like swarms. Their skin is pale, mottled, and scarred, and their hair has begun to thin out and fall out. Because the fungus first attacks the eyes, runners have impaired eyesight but retain most of their human traits. Runners, unlike survivors, stand in a slumped stance while being still. The second one, stalkers. These are the second stage of the infection. They take between 2 weeks and over 1 year to reach this stage. Stalkers combine the speed and vision of runners with the savagery of clickers. The stalkers' most distinguishable trait is their croaking noise and the onset of fungal growths on their head and face, leaving the host with just 1 eye and the development of a proto-echolocation ability.
Gnarly.
They are cautious when detecting a victim, as they will strafe and take cover and stalk, demonstrating their agility and reliance on stealth. They ultimately close in on their prey, earning the name stalker. Number 3. Clickers.
They sound like the worst.
These are the iconic 3rd stage forms where they have been exposed to the fungus over a year now, and they have the strength that much exceeds that of a human, a normal man. Their features are utterly distorted and disfigured by the fungus that has grown from their sick brain, frequently leaving just a mouth of sharp teeth and a face that looks like a brain that has been exploded. Clickers may move about by using echolocation, which creates audible clicking and screaming noises to identify source of a sound and also to make their way around, hence their name. They are sometimes found being passive but will hunt a victim until they are found when activated by sound or noise. Number 4, bloaters.
I still feel like Stalker's the worst. Clicker sounds like obviously pretty terrible, but you could generally avoid it because it's clicking. Stalker, they're just gonna... Look at them little butt cheeks.
Bloaters are the infected's fourth, one of the rarest and one of the most deadliest stages. They evolve and reach this stage after years of exposure. They are very powerful and physically intimidating. They are coated in thick fungus that acts as armor plating. As a result, their skin develops enormous patches of scale-like tissue that glow in the dark, forming mycotoxin pouches that surround their entire body, which they can throw at victims. Bloaters are extremely aggressive and really resilient and durable, but they are rather slow-moving and uncoordinated, and have a less effective echolocation ability than clickers. Number 5. The Shamblers.
Jesus!
Shamblers are an alternate fourth stage that are thought to have been formed as a result of exposure to large volumes of water,
That dude's like herpes the person right there.
as opposed to the normal dry settings in which bloaters grow in. Shamblers are abominations that discharge gaseous acid when they come into contact with a victim. They walk slowly at first but can run if they hear something. When threatened, they automatically release spurts of corrosive spores from their bodies. The fungal growth is so massive that spores cover their entire body, resulting in enormous head and torsos covered in hundreds of pus spores. Number 6. The Rat King.
Mother of God!
This diseased oddity called the Rat King is a superorganism made up of stalkers, clickers, and bloaters linked together by the cordyceps fungus. The Rat King is the most powerful known infected, and as such it can withstand massive amounts of damage and can easily destroy whole building floors and walls easily. It appears to have originated as a result of being locked in a chamber so densely packed with spores that when the fungal growths flowered and spread, the afflicted are fused into each other.
You know what's crazy is rat kings actually naturally exist. Isn't that how like rat kings actually form? Like they make super rats. It's when like 15 or so rats get entangled and become so entangled that they become one single rat. Like it exists.
It then has the combined traits and powers of all the different forms and growth stages. And lastly, the Mycelium network. There is another stage that the fungi can develop into. It is seen as a hidden but vast network of mycelium branches that act as a rudimentary communications link. It grows and spreads from dead infected bodies into the walls and the ground. So if a victim happens to come into contact with it, let's say step on it or touch it, it will alert a group of infected that are nearby in a passive state to attack.
Wait, do they eventually all turn into this, or is this only when you kill them? I feel like he said it's only when you kill them, because if they all eventually turn into that, you just pretty much wait the whole thing out for the most part.
So I hope you
But I don't think
enjoyed
that's
watching
it.
this video. Do hit the like button for support and subscribe. But most of all, smash the bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care, fam.
I still feel like having seen the whole list of things that I'd be most afraid of the Stalkers. In real, like in the game playing, whatever's biggest is obviously gonna be the scariest, but in real life, dude, I'm pretty fast. I could hustle. I've got good agility, but if I don't see him coming, if it's sneaking up on me, stalking me, I'm screwed. That's the whole thing. Let me know what you think down below. But yeah, leave a like on the video, subscribe, check out this awesome channel too, and I'll see you guys next time.